What's good, everybody? I'm Danny D-Lo, and this is Danny D-Lo Biker TV. And today's episode good, everybody. Once again, this is Danny D-Lo Biker TV. Hit me with that like, subscribe, and hit my alert button for my new content. So what better way than to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday than to talk about at least 4 of the very, very great black motorcyclists in the biker culture that broke down barriers. They broke down barriers for not only bikers, not only bike builders, but for black motorcyclists, black bikers. So I want to hit you with my pick 4 of the first black motorcyclists in our culture. So let's get it. Number 1, Bessie Stringfield. What can I say, man? This lady was a freaking OG back then, and she's an OG now. She really was a gangster of her time. So let's talk about her. Bessie Stringfield, also motorcycle queen of Miami. Bessie was an American motorcyclist who was the first black woman to ride across the United States solo. Can you imagine that? And I heard stories that when she was riding, because back then, you know, it was a racist world back then. She wasn't allowed in certain restaurants. She wasn't allowed in certain hotels. So she would have to stay in parking lots at gas stations. She would stay at parks. She would camp out like a real, true biker. She would also stay at other black people's homes because, you know, there was nowhere for her to stay, man. That's sad when you think about it. Thank God that we've evolved a lot, but obviously we still have a lot of work. So let's give it up for Bessie for what she did. So anyway, after while riding solo, she also was one of the few civilian motorcycle dispatch riders for the U.S. Army during the World War II. She broke down barriers for both women and African Americans. She was also inducted into the Hall of Fame, Motorcycle Hall of Fame by AMA. That lady was a boss, y'all. She broke down barriers for women, for black women, for everyone, man. Like, damn. Much love to you, Bessie. May you rest in peace, honey. I can't imagine how cool that was back then, but I can't imagine how rough it was too. Like, I heard another story where when she moved to Miami, the police didn't want her riding a motorcycle. They thought because she's black, she shouldn't ride a motorcycle. And she rode so good, they told her, go ahead and ride. Like, that's how good of a rider she was. She would make money at carnivals and stuff like that, doing tricks on her bike just to make a couple bucks to get to the next state. If that ain't biker, I don't know what is, y'all. Bessie, she was a true OG and a real pioneer in the biker community. Number Number 2 is Ben Hardy, also with Cliff Bos, aka Sonny. I believe that's how you say his last name. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm very sorry. Hardy was the man behind the bikes and Easy Rider. Cliff Bos came to Ben with his vision for the movie Bikes. And together, they built the most iconic motorcycles known in the biker world today. Cliff Bos, aka Sonny, was a member of the Chosen Few MC. He was the guy who designed the bikes ridden by Peter Fonda and Dennis Hopper in the movie Easy Rider. Cliff and Ben both played a huge role in the biker world. Not only did they create the most iconic motorcycles known today that are still reviewed today, but they also broke down that barrier too. There were black men who were a part of a movie that didn't really portray black people at all. So when you think about it, they really broke down their own barriers too. And not to mention, they brought a whole new fad to the chopper scene. So much love and respect to them too, and much love and respect to the Chosen Few MC. We're gonna get into number 3. Number 3. So I chose number 3, Sugar Bear. I mean, how can you talk about bikes and bike builders without bringing up Sugar Bear? He's a friggin' legend. Still to this day, he's a straight up OG legend. Sugar Bear in the 1970s, he began experimenting with extended Springer front ends. Choppers he was building, he perfected then and made a huge impact on the chopper scene. And still today, you don't have a real chopper without a Sugar Bear front end. I've ridden bikes with Sugar Bear front ends and they ride like no other. They are straight trued and he knows what he's doing. And you can still get his chopper front ends now. You can still buy a Springer front end from Sugar Bear himself. They're handmade, and let me tell you something, man, the quality is impeccable. You can't even try to replicate it. There's just no way. The man did his homework and he knows his stuff. So I think he's made a great impact in the motorcycle world, and especially in the chopper world. And he was one of the first black men that really came up to the scene, to the biker world, building badass choppers. Gotta give him that man respect for that. So much love to you, Sugar Bear. I hope you're watching. Love and respect, homie. We're gonna move on now. Number 4. And last but not least, number 4, Tommy Tombo Bolton. He's still a drag racer to this day. He's made crazy impacts on the drag racing world. He was racing at a high level at a young age. He was only 19 years old, y'all. Tommy was the first African American to go over 200 miles per hour and a quarter mile on a bike back in 1990. That's crazy, man. Over 200 miles an hour and a quarter mile. That's fast, man. That's some scary fast shit right there. So much love and respect to everyone I mentioned. There's so many others that have made great impacts in the biker culture, but these are just my pick 4 that I decided to talk about today. I hope you all enjoyed the episode, enjoyed the show, enjoying your Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, and enjoyed my episode, of course. Stay tuned. I'll holler at y'all soon. Peace.